mechanics, and aerial linemen. Join the brotherhood built on hard work, authentic people, and pedigree of success. Bauer, a family-friendly company who reminds you, go Big Red!
The electrical workers of local Union 265 are now hiring licensed journeyman electricians from $32.50 to $42.50 per hour with paid benefits. And if you're looking for a new career, they're hiring apprentices at $19.50 per hour with paid benefits. Call the office at 402-423-4497 to apply. Start your electrical career today. The Mill Coffee and Tea, formerly with only 4 Lincoln locations, now 5 Lincoln locations. That's 25% more locations than there used to be. Can you even imagine a world where there's only 4 Lincoln Mill locations? That feels like ages ago. We were all so young then. The Mill on 11th, located right alongside the 93.7 The Ticket Studios on O Street. Attention students and anyone else looking for a great deal. Sun Valley Lanes and Games has the ultimate weeknight special. For just $15.95, enjoy unlimited bowling, lucky putt mini golf, and laser tag. Flash your college ID at check-in to receive $2 off your admission. It's the perfect way to unwind Sunday through Thursday nights. Check out sunvalleylanes.com for hours and availability. Sun Valley Lanes and Games, located at 321 Victory Lane.
Lincoln's best place to meet, eat, and compete. Sun Valley.
When you need a new water heater, nothing beats the ProLine family of water heaters from A.O. Smith. ProLine models are built using commercial-grade components, meaning they're built to help you tackle your toughest days. No matter if you need a gas or electric model, A.O. Smith has a ProLine unit for you. A.O. Smith, innovation has a name. Call Wellman Plumbing at 402-434-2400 for a great deal on a water heater today. Again, that's 402-434-2400.
Hi everyone, Kendall Warnock with A1 Automotive in downtown Lincoln. If you're looking for an automotive repair facility you can genuinely trust, we would be grateful for the opportunity to earn your business repairing your vehicle. We have ASE master technicians and qualified to work on a variety of vehicles from Hondas to Porsches, Jaguars to Toyotas, and Chevrolets to Fords. We pride ourselves on customer service and relationships, and we would be grateful for the opportunity to serve you. Give us a call at 402-477-4660. A1 Automotive, always honest answers.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
The Link Grill, Draft, and Crafts is your spot in Southeast Lincoln for great food and drink. They're serving new menu items and a killer craft cocktail menu with your favorite draft beers. You'll love their pizza and new entree option. It's a great place to watch any live events, and they have music bingo every month. They have an aggressive loyalty program that rewards fans with 7% back on all purchases. Home of the Nebraska Power Hour every night from 8 to 9 p.m. Order online at thelnkgrill.com or stop in at 84th and Highway 2 today.
This is former Husker and NFL linebacker Jay Foreman. For years, I've suffered from degenerative problems in both of my ankles, but thanks to a thorough and thought-out plan provided by Advanced Medical Imaging, I was able to get my life back with the least amount of pain as possible. While working through multiple options, the team of physicians at Advanced Medical Imaging were there to answer any questions I had. If you're experiencing any pain at all and want to get your life back, go to amimaging.com or give them a call at 402-484-6677. Advanced Medical Imaging, located at 7601 Pioneers Boulevard.
Empower a child today with the Teammates Mentoring Program. Hope is only a conversation away when you choose to share your talent, time, and heart with a child. Together, you can build a relationship based on strengths and chart a brighter future, 1 week at a time. Find out how you can be a mentor by visiting LincolnTeammates.org. Become what you needed as a kid by joining the Teammates Mentoring Program today.
Hi, it's Joel Norman, the voice of your Lincoln Stars hockey team. Tune in to 93.7 The Ticket to hear the latest on the Stars with myself, head coach Rocky Russo, and special player guests.
Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America. This is Old School, sponsored by the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese. Broadcasting veteran Derek Pearson.
When you find something that moves them, that makes them smile, celebrate it. That's your task. That's your superpower.
Nebraska Football Hall of Famer Jay Foreman.
Rifles a pass. It was tipped. It's picked off by Foreman. He's at the 15, 10, 5. He'll score!
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
What up? We're here in live effect on Monday. Jay Foreman, DP. Harrison's on the 1 to 2, sitting in for Austin. We are an old school crew today, 1040 O Street. We are brought to you by the Mercado, certified Piedmontese special ingredients and butcher shop. 84th and Havelock, 30th and Yankee Hill, 85th and Andremat, 168th and Maple up there in the O. It is a 48 hours after. Obviously, it's a gloomy day today. It was a gloomy day at about 6 o'clock, I think, or 5:30 whenever the game ended. It's continued on, even though it was a little bit nicer yesterday, continued on up until today. Obviously, I think Matt Rule had his presser. We got a short segment here, but I will tell you what, man. If I was a coach, I would be like Bill Belichick. I would be like Bill Belichick. And I don't know where, I think it probably was when it all started when they asked Marcus Satterfield about the yards per play.
Mm-hmm.
I can tell you, I was essentially a coach, when I played extension of the coach. I couldn't regurgitate to you except for just the basics. You want to have under 3.5 yards a carry, 17 points a game. We want to give up like 4 or less explosive plays, and anything after that, I don't really give a dang. Now that caught fire. Now this where you're having some extra eyes come in. I'm gonna burst everybody's bubble. Happens all the time. Just to let you know, it happens all the time. All the time. In the pros, when we were winning in Buffalo and going to the playoffs, and still Wade had some of his like coaching guys that are maybe trying to get back into it. What you need to understand also, now mind you, with the way the offense has been playing, if there's people looking at the offense, then there might be a little bit more meat to the bones. And I think I didn't listen to it, but obviously Matt Rule must have made reference to it to maybe look at and see if get some tips. But ultimately, there's also coaches that go around and visit places so they can get back in the game, kind of be relevant, pick up some new ideas. If you don't really think so, Brett Bielema took the job at Arkansas, got let go at Arkansas, went around for a year, hooked up with the Patriots, obviously then got the Illinois job. He felt like he had to go around and learn how to block and welcome the RPO game, which obviously we saw it on display. So really, right now, you could look at of course, everybody should be frustrated, right? The fans should be frustrated. Alumni should be frustrated. I don't know, what do they call it? Are they sponsors or donors? Whatever. Sponsors, donors, NIL guys, they should be frustrated. Coaches need to be frustrated. The administrators need to be frustrated. And players need to be frustrated or disappointed in a plethora of no, Eric, I never got coached up with Brian Cushing. I was before him. But so everybody should be the emotion should be there. It should be raw because you disappointed yourself and disappointed other people, right? The only way, like, everybody can talk about the plays, and that's great. And I'm assuming that the coaches would tell you that they could call better plays in both offense, defense, and special teams. Every coach would tell you that. And there is factual stuff that that call in that situation, regardless of the execution, the theory, right? That can go around all the time. But I'm just letting everybody know this is the truth. I know plenty of people have been on here talking about you need to do this, you need to do that. Nobody's talking about the execution of any play. Your job as a player right now has nothing to do with coaching. Your job is to execute those plays to a higher percent in efficiency right now to make it legit to question the play calling and the coaches. Right now, you're not there. I'm just telling you, you're not competent enough. What's competent mean? It means that you can do something over and over and over to where it looks great. What does competent take? It takes a lot of time. You're going to get set back. What you can't do when you're trying to be competent is look at what somebody else is doing. So don't be dumb enough to look at what Indiana's doing, because you ain't Indiana. You ain't just come here from winning national championships, even if it's at a FCS. You ain't do that. You've been here. You built this thing. It's been burned down, trying to be built up, burned back down. Now he's trying to build it back up. So you need to take some ownership of it. Now, we can talk into the philosophies and all that stuff, but until the execution becomes your number one priority, how you or I, so we can play better, you're going to be spinning your wheels, man. And I hate to say it to burst people's bubble, because if you ain't executing, I can also look and see what your effort. Are you really invested in trying to get in physical? I mean, that's all there is to it. There's plenty of blame to go around. But how much? I mean, at one point in time, I would ask, when are you gonna get tired of like blaming coaches? Like, coaches ain't controlling you out there. If you supposed to, coaches ain't controlling you running up there getting blocked purposely. I've watched the tape. And then right now, what I would do, this is me, and obviously I'm not the coach, but what I would do is I would crank up the intensity to a whole new level that they've never seen before. I want to see who can operate being uncomfortable. I don't care where you're from. I don't care what your star ranking is. At this point, I really don't care how much money you make, because the money's already there. Like, you are like, okay, November, if you get paid to December, you only got one more month to pay. I'm assuming it, right? So the money's already there. Right now, I want to see who can handle this being uncomfortable, and it's not personal. Why, Harrison? You shaking your head? You want to know why? Some guys are way too comfortable. So I'm just gonna make it uncomfortable. I'm gonna make it real uncomfortable, and I'm gonna turn this down. I'm gonna crank this intensity up and this heat up so high. Like one of my favorite candies is Jolly Rancher, until I had to get a tooth, and I disobeyed the dentist. I had a post in there. Tooth came out, so I can't do it. You know how you make Jolly Ranchers? You crank that intensity up so high, okay? And then you drop it in the cold water, and then it becomes a Jolly Rancher. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to crank this bad boy up. Because right now, not being that intense, that type of uncomfortable, we're 5-4. We haven't reached anybody's expectations.
Hey, man, we got 3 games left.
Right, but this is where this is what you'll talk about more than actually in the middle of the season, because you know, if you play well down the stretch, they'll be like, oh, that was just a learning lesson. Right? It's a part of the process. With a bye week was good and all that, right? Okay, we're just gonna crank this bad boy up. We're gonna pucker those sphincter muscles up real tight. And it's not just the players either. So this isn't just pointing; it's going both ways. Right? There ain't no vacation this week. It's bye week.
Yeah, we talked about that on Sunday.
Right.
What does cranking up the pressure mean? What does it look like?
You really want to know?
Yeah, I mean, this is the conversation. Look, hey.
Yeah, I mean, do you really want to know?
No, here.
I mean, yeah,
you're the Hall of Famer. You listen, man. I'm here. As we say in this business, we are in an entertaining. We're either performing or informing.
Well,
we can get to the informing part, because the reality is you have a vantage and perspective that 99.9% of the people in Lincoln don't have.
Sure. Right.
So you have the ability to speak in full honesty about what you see.
Right.
And about what you want to see.
Yeah. I mean, I just watched the game, and it's because I've made every mistake they've made. You know what I mean? I've been in those positions as the players, whether you're a young player just trying to find your footing. I've been an established player or ascending player. I've been a captain. I've played obviously in the NFL, where you had to essentially be a grunt. So I've been I was never on the practice squad, but I had to wait my turn. I had to take advantage of my opportunity. I had to compete for a job after I did well. I had to go into a whole new place that I necessarily didn't want. I've been in every situation they've been in. So, and it's not going to change. Because football is football. But by number, this is everything right here. We are business right now. All right. Like I always say, like, playing football is fun when you win. Like I mean, that's honestly God truth. Like we're not here to be buddies. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Like we're friends, but we're buddies when we're breaking bread at the training table. We're here. Like, you play football. This is not a nice game. And number one, I'm changing the intensity level. There should be never, ever, ever a team come in here and try to push you around, dude. Like, after the play and all that. It shouldn't even cross their mind. And this isn't even getting personal fouls and doing all the jibber jabber. And you put guys on the ground, he ain't thinking about that. He's not thinking about that. That was a purposeful act by them that they were testing your manhood.
Does Nebraska's football team know what that is supposed to look like? Do they know? We always talk dominant position, playing football from a dominant position.
I think
talk
they
about
know.
first strike football.
Yeah.
We talk about and then Jay, it becomes the thing that Jay knows there's certain people that when he walks up on, he has to be chest out, chin up, ready from the moment on.
Sure.
There are people that can sneak and get him. He'll have an answer for that. But the reality is Nebraska football, as it currently stands, is surrounded by people who enable.
Yeah.
Is that a fair statement?
What do you mean by that?
That if you're in a dogfight for your job, for your reputation, for the end on the helmet, from day one, as your Uncle Blood would say, if I'm born ready, I stay. I don't have to get ready.
Yeah, I didn't know what you mean. I think it's multitude of things, and I think I don't think it's a very hard fix. I really don't. And this is the honest to God truth. It's an easy. I would say this. It's an easy fix because I know Matt knows the answer, right? And he's probably very calculated. And I understand. Look, it's commendable. You don't want to throw the players on the bus, but he kind of told you a lot. We got to start playing. Like, you got everything you need. This is a relationship, dude. You got to love this game. You got to, I guess I could say, it's going to be 2 hours. I could say, listen, I can watch a game and I can point out the players that are playing football and the other ones that are competing. Like, and I don't ever pull this Hall of Fame card. I don't do it because I've played with guys like that. We had guys on my team like that. And there is a distinct difference. And I think back to your question, how do you do it? Like, everything is all business. Yes, we can laugh and joke, but listen, when we step on this field, dude, there is no stone unturned. When I say I want you to run to the ball, okay, you get what I'm saying? I'm not joking. You get what I'm saying? If I want you to thud and I want you to run your feet, if I want you to, we got to finish every block. We got to, within reason. We got to finish every like drill. We got to do everything to more intensity, and that's got to be self-driven. Don't just do it because you think I'm watching, right? Do it because that's what you want to do, and that's what you've been coached and supposed to do. And don't just do it once when I'm watching. You know what I mean? Don't let, like, if I'm a coach and I'm talking to you or whatever, and then I got to turn on the tape and then you back to glide mode. And right now, I would do it like, listen, I remember we were going and played the Fiesta Bowl. T.O. said, pretty much I know he was trying to talk to me or whatever. Every position's open. I started damn 12 games. Excuse my language. Started on the team in tackles. And they want to put Jamel in there. Okay, well, then let's go. That's got to be the mentality.
Harrison, you hear his voice change? Like Jay went all the way back. Like it got personal.
It did get personal. Listen. Right now, I got to challenge you though. So that's the answer. I'm challenging.
That's where
I am challenging you right now. And if you can't handle it, that's not a Jay problem. You get what I'm saying?
That's where I wanted it to go, because you're in week 11.
Right.
You've played 9 games, but you're in week 11. You've got a bye week,
sure, yeah,
right?
yeah.
2 bye weeks and otherwise.
Yeah.
And as the texter said, everything's either taught or allowed. And
yeah, I don't think that.
If we set the tone, I guarantee you this: any linebacker that played under Jay Foreman was going to be ready in week 1.
Sure, but but I will tell you this: if I'm the coach, the players have to take what I'm teaching them, and they got to own it. That's why, that's why the guys that are leaders, both if all the leaders are on defense, well then guess what? I'm pouring over there. Then I'm watching you practice. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? If the leaders are on offense, you know what I'm saying? Then we're watching the defense, and then we're both watching the special teams, and we're both leading that way.
And that's why we've asked for at least 8 consecutive weeks. I've asked you, who's leading this team?
Well, I think I know they got leaders like Ty and Jamari and all them, but you know what? I think they got to you got to be more demanding. Everybody, you got to demand more of yourself. You got to demand more of your teammates, of your backup players, of the practice squad players. Demand more of the coaches. Everybody's just got to demand more, and then it's got to be what we can do. It's actually a call to action. All the talking's done, right? And we haven't lived up to our expectations. We let some games slip, and that's what happens when you have a lot of parity in college football. The UCLA team that came in here is not the team that played the first 4 or 5 games. That's the honest to God truth. You're playing a completely different version of them. They've been in highly competitive games all the way to the third and fourth quarter. They just learned how to finish. They've walked the ball down in those. You got an NFL head coach as your offensive coordinator. You know their first 2 series are going to be good, so you got to deal with that. So they've done that to everybody. This is not just Nebraska. Okay, they did it to everybody. So and then also you got to give credit. The defense made adjustments and then continue essentially batten down the hatches, right? So there is some positive there, but when you want to get past this threshold, right, that's when the friction has to crank up. It just has to. It's got to be because I got to challenge you, and I expect pushback, right? Because it's not just one way. This is a relationship, player to coach, coach to player, and player coach to the game of football. It's always back and forth, and it's always frictional.
I live by the mantra that friction is required for growth to happen.
And it's not personal.
But we also have to understand when that friction is created and why.
And sometimes you have to recreate it.
Right.
So the friction that we've got right now is essentially got us right. We're at 5-4. So now we got to now we got to reinvent the friction. But now we need to get deeper friction because now we got to be a little bit more detailed. Now we got to be a little bit better. Especially we're going on the road, and we got to figure out what who we want to be and how we're going to do it.
I'm gonna ask you this thing before we go to break. That when we come back, you break down the accountability scale for this thing. That Jay Foreman as a linebacker and a leader of the 97-98 Huskers has a voice because of work put in.
Sure.
What does Jay say to this team? Because this team, and it's the real talk, right?
Yeah.
That
we got to go to string.
Right.
That's actually probably what needs
right.
to be.
That's probably what needs to happen. Yeah. But the reality is, the greatest adage in sports is that there's nothing wrong that a win won't cure, because the win means that you adjusted, adapted, and accepted responsibility.
Yeah.
And this team has equal likelihood of going 3-0 as 0-3.
For sure.
Now we get to find out.
Yeah. And that's why I'm cranking the pressure.
That's what, and I need to know what Jay Foreman is going to say to these folks to get them. You got 10 days to get ready for USC and a chance to become bowl eligible. We can't forget the mission and the next thing.
Yeah.
So a couple of things. We'll do that. I need to thank some folks when we come back. And then we had folks come down to the mill Saturday to pregame and put their name in the box for a drawing for a signed Corey Schlesinger jersey. We will have Harrison Arns spin the wheel. Jay Foreman's oven-sized mitt will go in there and pick a winner for the Corey Schlesinger jersey when we come back to Old School.
You're listening to Old School with DP and J. Download the mobile app and listen wherever you are on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Load up on meat and more this fall at the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese at 84th and Havelock. This week's special through November 12th is $2 off all crackers, $2 off on grind, $3 off on salami, and buy one, get one free on stew beef. Limit of 2. Locations at 84th and Havelock, 30th and Yankee Hill, and now 85th and Highway 2 in Lincoln, or 168th and Maple in Omaha. Get to the Mercado today for the best meat in town.
Across Nebraska, voters will have the chance to end the current government abortion ban. The government shouldn't be making decisions for families' health care, but right now they are. Ending the ban takes 2 votes. A vote against 434, the first initiative, and then a vote for 439, the last initiative. It's only this combination that will finally get the government out of the personal medical decisions of Nebraska families. Voting against 434 and for 439 ensures that when there's a medical emergency, it's Nebraska families who decide what to do, not the government. This vote against 434 and for 439 makes it so our Nebraska doctors can treat every patient. The government put this ban in place, stripping Nebraska families of their freedom, but you can end it with 2 votes. The first against 434, and then vote for 439. Paid for by Protect Our Rights.
You're counting on your team to win, so why not prove it? By placing your bets at Warhorse Sportsbook. Their win is your win. Put your money where your mouth is on nearly every sporting event. Use the Warhorse app to check odds and build your bets before placing your wagers in person at Warhorse Casino, including live in-game betting. No bets, no glory. Wagers may only be placed on Nebraska-based teams when played outside the state of Nebraska. Must be 21 or older to gamble. Gambling problem? Call 1-833-BET-OVER.
Hi, I'm State Senator Bo Ballard. I was born and raised right here in Lancaster County. I understand the value of hard work by being involved in our family business. I built my own company, creating jobs right here in our community. Nebraska families and business owners need lower taxes, more affordable health care, and a great education system. That is why I fought for the largest tax cut in Nebraska history, reduce the cost of healthcare, and help pass the biggest investment in our public schools. I'm Senator Bo Ballard, and I humbly ask for your vote on November 5th. Paid for by Ballard for Nebraska.
Hi, it's Joel Norman, the voice of your Lincoln Stars hockey team. Tune in to 93.7 The Ticket to hear the latest on the Stars with myself, head coach Rocky Russo, and special player guests.
When you need a new water heater, nothing beats the ProLine family of water heaters from A.O. Smith. ProLine models are built using commercial-grade components, meaning they're built to help you tackle your toughest days. No matter if you need a gas or electric model, A.O. Smith has a ProLine unit for you. A.O. Smith, innovation has a name. Call Wellman Plumbing at 402-434-2400 for a great deal on a water heater today. Again, that's 402-434-2400.
This is State Senator Carolyn Bosn. Public safety is important in our community. I have a proven record of protecting public safety. I have prosecuted perpetrators of domestic violence, advocated for the rights of child abuse victims, held sexual predators accountable, and fought to keep drug traffickers off our streets. This is Senator Carolyn Bosn, and I will continue to fight to keep our community safe. Vote Carolyn Bosn on November 5th. Paid for by Bosn for Legislature.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Underground, who has been serving local contractors and utility contractors all across the state since 1997. When you see the black and white trucks, you know the baddest dudes in the business have arrived. Bauer is currently looking for equipment operators, laborers, diesel mechanics, and aerial linemen. Join the brotherhood built on hard work, authentic people, and pedigree of success. Bauer, a family-friendly company who reminds you, go Big Red!
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Your Lincoln forecast for today. See a chance of showers throughout the day. Otherwise, mostly cloudy and brief with a high around 59. Tonight, showers likely with the low around 42. And tomorrow, a chance of showers in the morning, then mainly sunny skies in the afternoon with the high around 55. $8 is Kyle Bucket from 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
This is former Husker and NFL linebacker Jay Foreman. For years, I've suffered from degenerative problems in both of my ankles, but thanks to a thorough and thought-out plan provided by Advanced Medical Imaging, I was able to get my life back with the least amount of pain as possible. While working through multiple options, the team of physicians at Advanced Medical Imaging were there to answer any questions I had. If you're experiencing any pain at all and want to get your life back, go to amimaging.com or give them a call at 402-484-6677. Advanced Medical Imaging, located at 7601 Pioneers Boulevard.
If you're in Seward or Milford, listen up. Select Plumbing is now servicing your area with no trip charges from Lincoln. Select Plumbing works on a variety of issues for your home and business, including general plumbing, water heaters, faucet and fixture repair, underground sewer and water repairs, backflow testing, and more. Keep your property free from leaks and other issues. Call today for a free estimate, 402-560-6197. It's not just Lincoln, Waverly, and the surrounding area anymore. It's also Seward and Milford with no trip charges. Contact Select Plumbing to inquire at 402-560-6197.
Your home is your empire. Protect it with Empire Fence. Get a free instant quote with the online estimating tool at empire-fence.com. See an upfront estimate with no hidden fees. An Empire Fence can provide privacy and improve the appearance of your home. Keep kids and pets in or out of your yard. Increase security and add value to your property. Visit empire-fence.com now to view the stylish and maintenance-free possibilities for your home and get a free instant online quote. Let Empire Fence protect your empire.
Back to Old School with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
What up? We're back. Jay Foreman, DP, Austin, or Harrison on the ones and twos. My bad, Harrison.
Hey, Harrison, we need to put you to work there, bro. So we have a box full.
Hey, you gotta spin the thing, man. It's like being on the Bob Barker show.
He's Vanna White.
Yeah, on the what, that Wheel of Fortune.
He's got to spin the wheel. He'll spin the wheel, turn it. We'll put it on the stream so folks know that we actually don't have we don't have favorites. We don't we didn't plot and plan this.
You got the Wheel of Fortune,
to do that, and we'll have Jay put his hand inside and pick a winner of the signed Corey Schlesinger jersey. While he's doing that, I want to thank a few of you because we started the Takedown Tuesdays last week with the wrestling program and had discussion over NIL. Don't put your hand in there yet, Jay. Hold on. We had Coach Tervel come on and break down kind of NIL and what's going on in the wrestling program. And they had some interesting wrestle-offs Saturday. Some things happened, just for the record. But here's how cool all of you are. I went to the mailbox Saturday and Monday. And do you know that there were four envelopes with donations for Nebraska wrestling? 4 donations. So what I want to say is thank you for you guys understanding the mission. We wanted to highlight Nebraska wrestling. We're going to do it again tomorrow. Coach Manning is back from World Championships. But to say thank you for doing that, because it is just that important. And you have the ability to affect and impact this wrestling program. And the fact that you showed up, and then, Jay, I mean, they were sending mail. They were sending, this is the last one I got. I got 3 Saturday and 1 today. And without really asking for it, the fact that Husker wrestling fans and Ticket wrestling fans showed up and did their thing. I just want to say thank you to that. All right, Jay Foreman, we're going to give away a signed Corey Schlesinger jersey. If you would, please pick a winner. And then there should be, I would imagine there's a name and number on those, but we will, if you guys are listening and you hear it, you know the person who won it, they can come by the station and pick it up. Jay Foreman, who you got?
Jack Baker.
He's
from Scotts Bluff.
He came all the way in.
Congratulations, Jack. His number and email and everything. He's got everything on here.
See, that's the dude that had a plan.
Yeah, he did have a plan. Jack.
Had a plan. Harrison is holding up that signed Schlesinger, and congratulations and thanks for coming. All that was required was just to come down to the mill, come down to the Ticket Saturday morning pregame, put your name in the box, bought some coffee, and now you are the proud owner of a signed Corey Schlesinger. I think we'll do it again for the home game for Wisconsin. For folks that want to come in, I'll come up with, I think I have another Will Shields jersey to sign. And then what we need to do for Wisconsin, the Wisconsin game, the station purchased throwback jerseys for all of our Husker talent. Jay, if you will handle this, I don't know what time Wisconsin is going to be, but sometime that morning, to have all of the Huskers who have jerseys to come in and sign them, do like a 30-minute meet and greet, sign the jerseys, take pictures, make a video, and then we will get those framed and put up here at 93.7 The Ticket. So we have some of the white throwbacks. We'll make sure that before the Wisconsin game. And in case you didn't get that, you listeners and fans can come down and get pictures and autographs too while they're here.
There it is.
So There it is. Jay, thank you very much. Congratulations. You got a winner.
Yeah, my man Jack Baker came up like the mob, man.
There we go,
Yeah.
bro. There we go.
Do we got to go to break, Harrison?
Yeah.
We got to go to break? All right, I'll sit on it some more. We're going to take a quick break, come back. Jay Foreman, DP Harrison. We'll be right back.
Watch Old School live on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. Old School with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
The Mill Coffee and Tea, formerly with only 4 Lincoln locations, now 5 Lincoln locations. That's 25% more locations than there used to be. Can you even imagine a world where there's only 4 Lincoln Mill locations? That feels like ages ago. We were all so young then. The Mill on 11th, located right alongside the 93.7 The Ticket Studios on O Street. Come enjoy a show of the Midwest's best boxers on Saturday, November 9th with Vertex at the Complex, the former location of Champions Fun Center. Fights are scheduled throughout the night, and if you haven't been before, now's the perfect time to go with Nebraska football on a bye week. Doors open at 6 p.m. with first bout at 7 p.m. Learn more about the boxers and buy tickets at thecomplexlincoln.com.
Before you start blowing and raking leaves this season, make sure you know where they go. Yard waste is not garbage, especially in Lincoln, where it's converted into earth fuel compost. All grass clippings and leaves must be separated from household trash from April 1st until November 30th each year. It's the law. Yard waste belongs in a paper lawn bag, or you may request a bin from your trash hauler who will pick it up for a small fee. Remember, no trash or branches are allowed in yard waste. Get the details at lincoln.ne.gov/recycle.
Mulberry Barbecue by Single Barrel is the answer to all your lunch and dinner cravings. They have everything from smoked turkey sandwiches to brisket burritos to burnt-in sandwiches and pulled pork. Try a dinner plate option of barbecue nachos, a half-smoked chicken, a full slab of ribs, and so much more. Don't forget their great sides like mac and cheese, cheesy potatoes, barbecue beans, or red slaw. Mulberry Barbecue by Single Barrel, open Monday to Saturday from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. at 11th and Cornhusker Highway.
When you need a new water heater, nothing beats the ProLine family of water heaters from A.O. Smith. ProLine models are built using commercial-grade components, meaning they're built to help you tackle your toughest days. No matter if you need a gas or electric model, A.O. Smith has a ProLine unit for you. A.O. Smith, innovation has a name. Call Wellman Plumbing at 402-434-2400 for a great deal on a water heater today. Again, that's 402-434-2400.
Empower a child today with the Teammates Mentoring Program. Hope is only a conversation away when you choose to share your talent, time, and heart with a child. Together, you can build a relationship based on strengths and chart a brighter future, 1 week at a time. Find out how you can be a mentor by visiting LincolnTeammates.org. Become what you needed as a kid by joining the Teammates Mentoring Program today.
If you're a homeowner or a business owner, you have a lot of projects, and no one has an unlimited budget or time. Sunbelt Rentals makes all jobs less stressful with no need to purchase large equipment or hire a crew. You can do it yourself with rentals in everything from aerators and power rakes for spring yard work to stump grinders, concrete mixers, tile saws, and more. Check out their inventory in Lincoln, north of Cornhusker Highway on 56th Street, or online at sunbeltrentals.com.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait. Apply now.
Fall is here, which means it's time to dive into a new lineup of autumn flavors at Wings and Rings, your home away from home during football season. Their all-star lineup of wing sauces is adding 2 new impact players, curry garlic and pumpkin chili. Need something delicious before kickoff? How about starting your meal with their brand new chorizo nachos and loaded fries? You better act fast. These new tastes of autumn won't be here long. So make the trip to one of their 2 Lincoln locations today on O Street or Village Lane.
You never think cancer will happen to you. I smoked for over 40 years.
My doctor recommended that I get annual lung cancer screening. They were able to catch my cancer at stage 1. It's never too late to quit. Even if you're still smoking, you need to ask your doctor about annual lung cancer screening. Just 30 minutes a year could save your life.
Call the Nebraska Tobacco Quit Line, 1-800-QUIT-NOW, 1-800-784-8669. Paid for by Tobacco Free Nebraska. Aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Hi, it's Joel Norman, the voice of your Lincoln Stars hockey team. Tune in to 93.7 The Ticket to hear the latest on the Stars with myself, head coach Rocky Russo, and special player guests.
Early break. Dick Libby is alive. He was the head coach. He would back me on this. One time he came to social studies class, pulled me out, and said, I want you to consider going out for football. And I didn't. I pretty much dismissed it right away. No, I can't. I'm not going to do that.
Just because of your dominance in baseball, didn't want to risk the injuries of the potential scholarship. That was it.
Early break from 6 to 8 every weekday morning on 93.7 The Ticket. Back to old school with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
What up? We're back. Jay Foreman, DP Harrison on the ones and twos. Short segment here before we get to the top of 5 o'clock hour. Obviously, it's boil over from Saturday, and I guess a quick question to you two. Yes or no? Do you think Nebraska is able to get bowl eligible within the next 3 games?
Yeah,
it's an easy question. I think they do. What about you, DP?
It's one win.
Yeah,
it's one win, and it's not like they don't have talent. Like, would we have been surprised if they had won number 6 Saturday? No, not particularly. We're not surprised that they lost, but we also wouldn't be surprised if they win. The same thing applies. They're facing a USC team that has some major issues.
Yeah,
they have some major issues.
It's the same thing. Everybody's facing the same obstacles. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't think there's a team. This is the thing that I'm assuming college football wanted when a parity, ultimate parity, going into this first college football playoff. There's not one dominant team. There's not a team that's not facing or had to face their demons. Right? I mean, that's all there's to it. Doesn't
Outside
matter.
Indiana, that's the only team.
Yeah, besides Indiana.
Oregon's looking people dead in the eye.
Yeah.
Right? With answers for whatever you come up with.
They are gaining momentum.
Right?
Yeah.
That happens. Ohio State, listen, for all it was, if you're going to hiccup against Nebraska at home.
Yeah, the wake up,
right?
That's a team that got the wake up call.
Right.
And the difference is if you watch that Ohio State game, Michael Jordan had the saying, it's probably the best from that documentary. He's like, everybody, can come, and this is what I talk about, the difference between motivation and discipline. Like, everybody's going to be motivated and talk some junk at the tip off, and maybe they get up 5, 6, 7, maybe 10 points, which in this case, Penn State was up 10 points. But we're going to really see if you're about it, if you're really going to stand on business when you're down by 10, 2 scores. And Ohio State seemed to crank up their intensity. When it came time to compete, they were like, bring it on. That's when I said there's a difference between playing and competing. That's it. That's how you're able to go to another level. But I do think Nebraska gets bowl eligible. And so, now they just need to make it come to fruition. I will say this before we go to break. I didn't know the dude. I know he was here. I think he hurt his neck. Colin Miller probably needs to delete his tweet. Probably had the dumbest tweet out there. And I think he's a good dude, good kid. I could understand what he's saying, but not really. Look, bro, I'm gonna tell you this, man, and I'll tell any player like this. Like, the crowd, people don't owe you anything to come. That's why you should appreciate that they do come. This is coming from me. I never not played in front of sellout crowds here, right? But we were always told to appreciate it, right? Because this isn't normal. I got guys that I played in the NFL with, even at Tennessee, they were more. But I had guys at other schools, they never played in front of like consistent sellouts. So you're not owed anything for these people, for people, fans, to come spend their hard-earned money, and I guess have the expectations that you play good or have to a certain level, because this is professional football. You guys are now they're now being compensated. So they don't owe you anything. You can be disappointed that they left, but you need to be more disappointed in how we played, because I can guarantee you there's not any person, and I wish that any texters text in, if Nebraska was playing well, tell me if you would have left. Right? And there's an old saying. After you have the introduction, and the best thing is I love to fly over. Right? I used to love to fly over. I used to love to fly over. I really didn't get into the flyover till I saw Derek Thomas like it, and then we would always be in the locker room, and then we'd come out afterwards. But when in the pros, you get it all the time. Like that, that's where they're going to give you the initial like motivation. It's your job to use your discipline and your skills to keep that. Then you put the pressure on. It's like then your play will bring the crowd. Your play, you playing well and playing the right way will have the crowd on edge. You can't expect them to not be disappointed.
You had a sellout crowd on a Saturday in full with a flyover. Everybody was hyped until 8 minutes of sitting on their hands. 8 minutes of UCLA walking down the field.
Yeah.
Exactly what did you expect? Do you expect confetti to be thrown? Would you want a parade? It's hard to do. It's hard. Jay, we always knew that there were certain buildings that the best thing I could do was to just take the opening drive. When we always have that discussion of you win the toss, do you want the ball or not? I always say I want the ball. You know why? Because that means I can change that scoreboard first.
Yeah.
And if I'm on my game, I'm gonna score first. And all the people that came that paid money, thank you for inviting me to your party, bringing your girl all dressed up.
Right.
But guess what?
Yeah.
I came to eat.
Right.
And that's what happened. But the same thing applies for Nebraska going to USC in 2 weeks. The best thing that can happen for Nebraska is to go to Memorial Coliseum and walk the dog in the first drive against USC and let their fans sit on their hands and mumble to each other and look at each other like, what's the problem?
Yeah.
All them celebrities on the sideline,
Well, they don't get there to halftime.
Right? Trying to be mad.
Right. Yeah, they might not even come. They'll just turn around. But I think it happens. I've been on teams where teams get off to a good start, but it's a long game, and so you got to crank it up, man. Nevertheless, look, man. When we played and we won a lot of championships, and I can't sit up here and say we always play perfect. Heck, there's times we ain't play good. There's times that we played slow and kind of slept walk, right? But I could tell you one thing that was not that would have definitely woke us up is them dudes from UCLA coming and think they was gonna punk us. I know for a fact. I know every single dude I play on the team that wasn't gonna like if that started happening, they would have probably got a barrage. It's almost like they talk about the one dude, his last name Martin, was playing for Vancouver, was lighting Michael Jordan up in a preseason game, and then he was like, "Hey, Mike, this ain't your night, right?" And Mike was playing terrible, right? When Mike told Phil to bring him back in, well, he just dropped 16 straight on you and won by 10. You got to have it to where they awaken the sleeping giant. But
it's the Akeem Olajuwon clip I sent you.
Yeah.
When they awarded David Robinson the MVP.
Yeah.
In front of Akeem Olajuwon.
That was the worst thing you could do.
Boy.
Yeah. So so that's the thing. It's got to be something. So
USC is 2-5 in the Big Ten and 4-5 record.
Yeah.
You want it, Tater? I'll respond to your text. There's nothing. If you had asked me if Nebraska beat UCLA, whether I thought they would beat USC, and the answer would be yes. Especially if USC loses, they're at 4-5, right? USC has something to fight for. I like that. I'm cool with that. But there's also pressure on them to win.
Oh yeah.
And they're a 4-5 team. They're 2-4 in the Big Ten. They haven't figured out how to play Big Ten football yet.
No, I like Nebraska's position. I think Nebraska matches up well. Nebraska can beat USC. I thought that before the season. I still think it now.
Yeah.
So even though I'm saying things need to, you need to crank up the intensity no more. I'm not sitting up here saying we need new coaches. We just need new players. We need to turn up the heat. I'm not a big like Harrison called back cover 3. See you. Anyways, we're going to see you on that first hour. Come back top of the 5 o'clock hour. We'll talk about if I would address the team or what I would do in that linebacker room. Harrison, you think you can handle that?
Yeah, I'd be all right.
you cool, calm, and collected, man. You like my little Brian Bosworth, Harris. You know what I'm saying? You know what the Boz is?
Yeah.
All right, good. All right, Jay Foreman, DP Harrison. We'll be right back.
You're listening to Old School with DP and J. Download the mobile app and listen wherever you are on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
In life, surrounded by family and friends, when you realize this is what it's all about. For 65 years, the Riddles family has been creating jewelry to capture these precious moments, crafting one memory at a time to last forever. Now, join them in celebrating Riddles Jewelry's 65th anniversary with incredible savings. Enjoy up to 30% off engagement rings. And for a limited time, save up to an additional $700 on your ring purchase. At Riddles, they're more than jewelry. They're here to help you create moments that truly sparkle, surrounded by the people who matter most. Family owned. Today, tomorrow, forever. Riddles Jewelry.
Empower a child today with the Teammates Mentoring Program. Hope is only a conversation away when you choose to share your talent, time, and heart with a child. Together, you can build a relationship based on strengths and chart a brighter future, 1 week at a time. Find out how you can be a mentor by visiting LincolnTeammates.org. Become what you needed as a kid by joining the Teammates Mentoring Program today.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Couple Chevrolet GMC. We want to thank all of our customers for a great September. And now it's time for our annual Halloween sales event happening right now at Coppel. Get 0% financing at Coppel. You heard right, 0% financing on select new models. Also, huge discounts up to $11,500 are available. It's our annual Halloween sales event. Get $11,500 off or 0% financing at Coppel. So please stop on by or check us out online at CoppelCars.com. You'll be glad you did 0% with roof credit.
At Anderson Ford, we offer a 5-day return or exchange policy so you can make sure the vehicle you choose is the best vehicle for you. No pressure. Right now, take over $11,000 off a 2024 Ford F-150. Experience better at Anderson Ford. Stock number 1004296, MSRP of $66,645. Must finance with Ford Motor Company and have a qualifying trading approved credit. Tax, title, and license fees extra. Residency restrictions apply. Program subject to change. Must take new retail delivery from Anderson Auto Group by 11/13/24. See delivery details.
Your home is your empire. Protect it with Empire Fence. Get a free instant quote with the online estimating tool at empire-fence.com. See an upfront estimate with no hidden fees. An Empire Fence can provide privacy and improve the appearance of your home. Keep kids and pets in or out of your yard. Increase security and add value to your property. Visit empire-fence.com now to view the stylish and maintenance-free possibilities for your home and get a free instant online quote. Let Empire Fence protect your empire.
Before you start blowing and raking leaves this season, make sure you know where they go. Yard waste is not garbage, especially in Lincoln, where it's converted into earth fuel compost. All grass clippings and leaves must be separated from household trash from April 1st until November 30th each year. It's the law. Yard waste belongs in a paper lawn bag, or you may request a bin from your trash hauler who will pick it up for a small fee. Remember, no trash or branches are allowed in yard waste. Get the details at lincoln.ne.gov/recycle.
If you're in Seward or Milford, listen up. Select Plumbing is now servicing your area with no trip charges from Lincoln. Select Plumbing works on a variety of issues for your home and business, including general plumbing, water heaters, faucet and fixture repair, underground sewer and water repairs, backflow testing, and more. Keep your property free from leaks and other issues. Call today for a free estimate, 402-560-6197. It's not just Lincoln, Waverly, and the surrounding area anymore. It's also Seward and Milford with no trip charges. Contact Select Plumbing to inquire at 402-560-6197.
Hey everyone, Lance here with Black Label. We specialize in creating custom crafted decks, pergolas, patio covers, and more. Plus, our retractable screens, gazebos, and patio enclosures create the ultimate outdoor retreat. With over 50 years of combined experience, we're not just builders, we're creators of unforgettable memories.
Call them today at 402-730-6333 or visit blacklabelbuilt.com for a free consultation.
Let's turn your backyard dreams into reality.
Black Label Built to serve, built to last.
Garage doors can be expensive. Are you keeping yours in the best condition possible? This is Cameron Hall with Doors Plus. Doors Plus is a locally owned business that prides itself on the fast, reliable, and friendly service. Doors Plus offers flexible scheduling so you can book an appointment that fits your busy day. My team and I will come out to your property, both commercial and residential, and provide you with the necessary information you need to make sure your garage door is in working and smooth condition. Give Doors Plus a call today at 402-590-5800 to book an appointment and learn more about our preventative maintenance plans. Doors Plus, garage doors, and more.
The electrical workers of Local Union 265 are now hiring licensed journeyman electricians from $32.50 to $42.50 per hour with paid benefits. And if you're looking for a new career, they're hiring apprentices at $19.50 per hour with paid benefits. Call the office at 402-423-4497 to apply. Start your electrical career today. Fall is here, which means it's time to dive into a new lineup of autumn flavors at Wings and Rings. Your home away from home during football season. Their all-star lineup of wing sauces is adding 2 new impact players, curry garlic and pumpkin chili. Need something delicious before kickoff? How about starting your meal with their brand new chorizo nachos and loaded fries? You better act fast. These new tastes of autumn won't be here long. So make the trip to one of their 2 Lincoln locations today on O Street or Village Lane.
Mulberry Barbecue by Single Barrel is the answer to all your lunch and dinner cravings. They have everything from smoked turkey sandwiches to brisket burritos to burnt-in sandwiches and pulled pork. Try a dinner plate option of barbecue nachos, a half-smoked chicken, a full slab of ribs, and so much more. Don't forget their great sides like mac and cheese, cheesy potatoes, barbecue beans, or red slaw. Mulberry Barbecue by Single Barrel, open Monday to Saturday from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. at 11th and Cornhusker Highway.
Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America. This is Old School, sponsored by the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese. Broadcasting veteran Derek Pearson.
When you find something that moves them, that makes them smile, celebrate it. That's your task. That's your superpower.
Nebraska Football Hall of Famer Jay Foreman.
Rifles a pass. It was tipped. It's picked off by Foreman. He's at the 15, 10, 5. He'll score!
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
You zooming in. No, I'm just playing. Jay Foreman, DP, Harrison on the ones and twos. We're the Old School crew. We are brought to you by the Mercado. It's starting to get chilly willy outside with the basketball game at 7. It's great to pick up your last little barbecue food over there at the butcher shop. They do a really good job. Great atmosphere. 4 locations. 84th and Havelock, 30th and Yankee Hill, 85th and Andremat out there, and then 168th and Maple up there in the O, and they all have great service. Great stuff in there, both single serving and family sizes of frozen food too, and pasta. Have candy in there.
Got some seafood too.
Seafood. They got their own beef jerky, obviously Piedmontese and stuff like that. So it's great.
Shout out to the Lady Huskers.
Oh yeah,
getting it started today.
Yeah, they want to know.
Get this
There's
party
nothing like it.
started.
Nothing like want to know, and hopefully the men want to know a little bit later. But
88-48 over Omaha. Couple of things, Jay, and it's always funny, right? You never know what you're going to get. Right. Can we say that there's some balance with this group? Markowski, Potts, and then the return of Allison Weiner.
Yeah, I mean they got a good mix, and obviously you're gonna miss Jazz Shelley, but you get Widener back,
and you get Britt Prince to come in,
who's a problem, and then you got Markowski, who
Hey, Nisley came in and hit some threes. They've got some new players that contribute. But to get that first double out of the way for Markowski, pretty good day.
Yeah, that's the standard. I mean, they only can get better. You know, you're getting kind of the rust off. You know, you've been battling against each other all camp, and now you get to see some new faces and get a home victory. And
what do you know about this group that men's team is playing tonight? You know much about Texas Rio Grande Valley?
They'll have one. I think they got 1 or 2 good athletes in that. Besides that,
they hit a gang of threes in the scrimmage,
and they're just going to shoot threes.
Yeah.
So, but that's good though, because you got to be prepared for anything. You run against a team like this, or like a really, really efficient offensive team like Oakland last year.
So you never know in basketball anymore. You got to treat everybody with respect.
Right.
If they get hot from 3, you might be in one.
And you know what? They're it's no different than was it Western Illinois came in here a couple years ago.
Mm-hmm.
and they'll play. They have nothing to lose.
Exactly.
And they got hot, and you just never know about the referee crew. So you want to stick the dagger in the heart early, and so it's about just one, we got to control the boards. Number two, we got to be efficient, and then the Bryce and all those guys, the guys Gary and all them, you got to get busy, and then the young guys, the young pups, this is time for you to get your feet wet. But ultimately, it's going for Fred and the Huskers, it's all about spacing, and then obviously playing at a really good pace. And they obviously want to play with more force than they did last year. So the big thing for this Nebraska men's team, just moving forward, is what did they learn from that game against Texas A&M? No, it sounds good. True, it was a learn. Well, first of all,
it's good. I mean,
Harrison beatboxed.
Yeah, did he? But Harrison, you gotta understand, they were playing lights out, and
they were playing phenomenal. They went from one of the worst 3-point shooting teams.
This is great because this will bring us back to the football. See, the Texas A&M team that everybody thought that they were playing, everybody skipped over the Texas A&M that they played when they got healthy, they got happy, hungry, and then they start to hit the threes. And that was the way they were like that last third of the season.
They pushed Houston
right
before they lost
the last three, but it's the last third of the season leading into the tournament. It's no different than UCLA. Yeah, they came in here 2-5, but you just saw they just took the longest trip that you could take as a Big Ten, played on a sleepy Saturday morning, walked the dog on Rutgers, and had the energy and the depth and the finishing prowess to beat them at home. No, and then go back and have a bye week and be over prepared for Nebraska. And they've been playing everybody close. So, everybody's like, oh, they're 2-5, right? Not 3-5, obviously, but 2-5 coming in here. But everybody just looks at the record and looks at the beginning. Then you reference Deshaun Foster in his first ever interview as a head coach after he flew essentially on a red eye to get there. Because I know Deshaun, and then they're like, oh, there's no way. Well, they ain't look at the staff. Juan Castillo, who was up for NFL head coaching jobs, is their offensive line coach. Their quarterback coach, I played against. He's an NFL coach. So the lazy thing is, oh, let's look at the coach at UCLA. Oh, they're 2-5. Well, here's what you didn't think of. Their defensive prowess for the last 4 years is a set.
Yeah, they got some dudes in the draft.
And they had offensive like Colton Miller. He's down there with the Raiders. The running back Charbonnet, he's second to Kenneth Walker up there in Seattle. They had dudes. They just didn't have the depth. And then the quarterback their quarterback that they had is at Cleveland, And then the other one, Dante Moore, went up to I think it's Oregon. So it's not like they didn't have talent or like the ability to do it. And plus, they were pretty competitive. They just didn't have it. And then now they've caught their stride. So for now back to basketball, I think that what did you learn from that? But then also, what pieces did you take from that? You know what I mean? So for every defeat, you see if you can take something, what they do, and do it your way, and then try to, obviously add that. Because what this team wants to be, I like the addition of the big 7'1" kid because he's actually real physical. I like my man Goggles 2.0 from Rutgers. I like that dude.
Yeah. Worse than Berke from Turkey.
Yeah, I like
He's intriguing. I'm wondering if his game's going to be similar to Master.
Berke from Turkey.
So you want to you want to be portable. You want to be able to play small, right? You want to be able to play physical, which you're going to need in the Big Ten. And then you want to be able to play both, and you want to be able to play multiple defenses and multiple offenses, right? Because throughout this season, you're going to need it all.
Yeah, well, so especially with new additions of the Pac-12 in here.
Right.
Those are going to be interesting matchups.
Right. So I think it's a good night to be on display 7:00. And, I think they'll do well. It'll be good. They'll be, it's first time getting out there and getting jiggy with it. But, they got to hit their stride here about game 6 or 7 before they, get into the real, meat and potatoes of the Big Ten.
I think we're going to have like a real, I don't want to say leader because they're going to have a good game, but a real just dominant scorer this year? Or is it going to be similar to last year where it's like we're 8 games in and every week's got a new leading score?
I think it'd be Bryce
Williams.
Yeah, I think ideally this is the perfect example. And I don't think the great thing about him, or it could be a great thing about him, he doesn't have to be a volume guy.
No,
because he can hit free throws, right? He's shown the ability when he wants to get downhill. I think his offense is predicated on how locked in and invested he is on defense. When he gets his hands on balls and stuff like that, get some tips and stuff like that, he's actually scores a lot more. because that gets you in the game. If he's locked in defensively and doing what he's doing because he has the ability to guard 2, 3, and 4 if he wants to, you can really be a matchup problem on the other end because you got to think if they big guys got to guard you, he can take them outside and get busy. And he showed a little bit more explosiveness down the stretch. And they play him kind of like a point forward or can. So you're going to have the ball in your hand. So I think it's going to go through him. So it's two things for him. One, defensively, and then also to have the ability to be more creative for everybody else.
Well, he and Bryce and Juwan are the two that both of those, all the things you just said, come into play.
Yeah, and they have the games and the body types to play off each other. That's the great, and that's what you want.
Yeah.
You want two guys to be able to play off each other and play with each other.
Yeah, they can both be really good two-way players.
Right, and so that's what you want because they can be tempo setters. One needs to get going. One can kind of play in the background. Both of them get going, switch off, and then everybody else can kind of get their feet wet. And then you need that third, then you need 2 or 3 guys that can be your third guy, your third scorer. And they've shown the ability to do that. So, back to Nebraska, I would just say, look, man, this isn't, here's what I say. This isn't a time to demean. You know what I mean? Like, I always say, like, if I'm going to challenge you, I'm going to challenge you. Like, I'm going to talk to you like this. Sometimes I think people think you need to talk down to people. You know what I mean? So this time I'm going to talk straight to you and then I'm going to try to lift you up. But I'm also not just going to lift you up blindly. Like we are in this. So this is essentially a call to action. What are we going to do? And for me, whether I crap out or not, which is, gambling or whatever, I'm not a gambler, so I don't really know what it means. Like if we're playing poker, I'm going all in. Because I'm showing you how I'm invested. I'm not even thinking twice. You know what I mean? You know how they stand up? I watch it on TV. That's about as much as when they call the pot or whatever, then they stand up, like it's going to change something. And everybody goes, well, I'm all in. And I want to make sure everybody else is doing that. Now I'm going to start challenging you. I'm going to challenge you, though, like never before. I'm going to demand more from you. And the players should demand more from each other. And then also, this is a really good time to deal with. Now I'm telling you, I'm cranking up the pressure, though. I'm turning up the heat. And I'm turning up the heat everywhere. Right?
Is there cause for win a job Wednesday during a bye week? Is there any cause for, as you say, igniting the fire? Well, I mean that's the question. In some cases like this, where you've hit a lull and you've started to regress, that you could actually light the fire of competition.
Yeah.
And say, everybody needs to do better. Coaches need to do better. The assistants, the analysts, the players. Everybody needs to do better. And here's what it is. Like I used to listen to Joe Gibbs challenge coaches that his receivers coaches, Emmett Thomas and Charlie Taylor, would just bang heads over who had the best day. Right? Receivers and defensive backs. Don't talk about it. Show me.
Yeah. Don't tell me what you're going to do. Show me what you did.
Is that too much to ask on a Wednesday in a bye week to reset, kind of reboot?
Well, you're going to make it. You're going to crank up the pressure to make it, competitive. But it's also you got to be strategic. You don't want to essentially, shoot all your bullets and you ain't even in game week. I think you still have to have a plan for it. But, if you want to be heavy into fundamentals and just getting out there and playing good, clean football, ones against ones, twos against twos, threes against threes or whatever, there's nothing wrong with that. You know what I mean? And then if you feel that need that you want to get some younger, because you got some veterans that play a lot of football. So you want to be strategic with them as far as being able to recover and get healthy. But you also want to make sure that, you're building up depth. So it's a good mix of competition. It's a good mix of mental competition as well, because you can get back and really challenge some of those young guys to see if they can handle a real hard workload. You know what I'm saying? And because that's what you want. Because the only way that you're going to really have any,
you're trying to be better than you played Saturday.
Yeah.
So everything that to me should be the standard.
Yeah, everything. Well, first of all, we're going to work on the corrections. I'm sure they've already had, but we're physically going to work on the corrections. We're physically going to go through like fundamentals. We're going to be physical in practice. We're going to practice the right way. That means we got to everybody has to be footwork, the checks, everything. And then we got to do it again tomorrow. Then we got to do it again or that'd be what, today, however, it's got to be every day.
Yeah.
And then also, like when you don't have, like, I think you only can practice 3 or 4 times. So that doesn't mean it's off. That don't mean we're off. Like there is no days off. Like we got to be lifting. We got to be eating together. We got to go in there and watch the tape.
Film study. Yeah, that film study
on
is...
our own, right? Because here's how as a player, I'm gonna challenge the coach, right? I'm gonna challenge the coaches. Okay, hey, I got our linebackers coming in. I need 30, 20 plays that we need to look at that maybe we didn't get to look at in the meetings, and we're having a linebacker meeting, and we could break bread together. We can do it all, and we're talking through it. We don't need to be like our phones don't need to be there. We're here. We're invested, and then guess what? We might do it Saturday, or we might get together and watch a game Saturday. And sure, we might get Sunday off, and then Monday we right back to work. We're right back to work.
Is there somebody in each of these rooms to lead these rooms?
I don't know them. I don't know. I mean, I know I looked at, like for us, I know we had captains, when I played. I think everybody was a leader in their own ways. And so you got to want it. I mean, you don't have to be the starter to be the leader. You don't have to be. You just, you just got to be able to command and demand their respect. So I'm sure they got guys that do it. They just got to get out there. They got to do it. Right now, the reason why I would turn it up, because number one, so say like Harrison, he has dreams to go to NFL, right? I'm going to tell you something. You lose 2 games in the NFL is like creeping death. It's the worst thing in the world. 3, it's horrible. You know what I mean? Heck, you saw the Saints, them brothers up there already making their U-Haul. They lost to the Panthers. They on the internet acting a fool. That's a good way to get fined. And that dude right there, them dudes right there, I know they quit. They quit. Right. That's why I'm turning it up. Because also I want to make sure that you're ready. If you're telling me, or if you got a chance, I want to make sure you're ready.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm gonna take care of you, but I'm gonna make sure you're ready. Because here's what they do in the NFL: when you go through lulls, they watch you even more with your habits. So this is the same thing. I'm gonna watch what your habits, and I'm gonna demand more because that's the only way that we're gonna get better. We just got to get better. We can get better, but you got to be willing to do it. And you can't sit up there and say, I'm gonna do the same thing I did during the last bye week. That ain't work. And that's from a player standpoint. Right? When you watch the tape, you just got to understand and come to terms with it. We aren't playing as good as we should have or can or whatever. We're not. And that's not, it's not fine, but you got to come to terms with it.
Mm-hmm.
Then you got to say, okay, how or why are we doing this? And also you got to, if there's one thing that I would like say is don't be that guy. Don't be the guy that on a screen pass or whatever that 9 guys are blocking the guy and you're the guy that just somehow just misses the guy in front of you, doesn't get a block on him, or you don't run your feet, or you block the wrong guy. If don't be the guy if the perfect call is called on defense and you're in the wrong gap, or you run behind the guy in the trail a guy in the gap. Don't be that guy.
Mm-hmm.
And then let's see where we're at. Let's see if we aren't those guys. Let's see how just drastically things change. Let's see if we actually go out there and play football and compete in football. Let's see if we communicate every single chance that we can on the sidelines. What that means, DP comes off and I don't know what position, say whatever, and we're saying, we're checking. You remember this, you remember this, you remember this, remember this. Be on the lookout for this. Let's see how well that works. Let's see if we invest a little bit more. It could be 5 or 10% more, right? And let's see where we're at. I guarantee they're going to win. I mean, I shouldn't guarantee it, but I guarantee they're going to have a different like outcome. It's just that little bit more, but it's not clear. But you got to make it clear, but you can't get clear until you start talking to yourself.
It's the Al Pacino Any Given Sunday speech. The game of inches. It's just a game of inches. And no matter what level it is, no matter who the opponent is, Jay Foreman is an inch away from being a Hall of Famer or just a regular dude.
Yeah.
And his ability to gain that inch on a regular basis. Look, how many times was a player not able to get his hand in on a 3rd and 8 pass attempt, and the hand's there, but you didn't get a fingertip on it.
Yeah.
How many times, on an extra point, it's a matter of inches, and you just getting the ball down, snap being off an inch or two. Like it's so many different things, and it's the whole mantra of chasing three. Well, it wasn't necessarily three. It's chasing the better version of you all the time.
But that's the difference between
Right.
being the hunter and being hunted. And you become hunted by two ways. Your success on the field, which is like the Georgia, Alabama, they're in Ohio State and all those guys are being hunted constantly, whether they like it or not. That's why Ryan Day was on the hot seat, right? James Franklin, they're being hunted. Or you're hunted by the product of like what people have expectation wise, I guess, in the off season. You become hunted, or how you initially start the season, right? As Indiana starts to go in these next 3 weeks, they're starting to get hunted now. Now the schedule set up pretty good, but they're going to start getting hunted, and they get in that college football playoff. They are full on in somebody's crosshairs, and that's where Nebraska was at. You start out really good. You were on national spotlight. You put everybody on notice with the Colorado game. You doubled down a couple with the Northern Illinois, and you stubbed your toe against Illinois or Northern Iowa, then Illinois. Then you bounce back. So now you're in full hunted. Now you got everybody's attention. So that's why you're almost chasing a object that you will never obtain. If the difference is, it's easier to get to the top, easier to make it. The hardest thing to do is to stay and then to continue to progress. And that's where we're at. And that's why you got to do, that's why you got to do more, and you got to challenge yourself more.
I want to say this to texters who I've listened all day quietly as people said, well, let's replace Dylan and let's do.
For what?
Let me explain this. And people can correct me if I'm wrong, but I can hope that Harrison is Jay Foreman worthy, but I know what Jay Foreman is capable of. I've got the resume, I've got the work, I've got the production. I've seen this. They've competed. He won the job. Now, if you tell me that doesn't matter, that 11 weeks into the season, it doesn't matter what you've seen at practice and in film study and on film, then you're telling me that none of it mattered to begin with.
Yeah,
he won the job. He beat out everybody by a lot, mind you, in the spring, in the summer, leading up to the season, up to now.
Yeah,
isn't that a fair statement?
Everybody loves the favorite player on everybody's team is the backup until he becomes your starter, and that's nothing against Heinrich or whatever. But ultimately, listen, I said this from the very beginning. Dylan's extremely talented. He's extremely inexperienced. The mistakes he's making is from inexperience. That's just what happens when you start a freshman quarterback. He's no different than anybody else. We're in nine games. He's learning on the. And look, that interception against the pick six. First of all, the dude lucked up into it. Now it was a phenomenal catch.
He fell. He took two bad steps.
He almost fell down. He essentially bit up on the run fake when he should have been covering Fedoni down the chute in cover 2. And he was like, oh crap. He was athletic enough to get back into it and then made a phenomenal interception and then obviously returned it for 6. Now, Dylan should have read that and threw it to Thomas Fedoni, and he said it himself. But don't act like that dude just like other things. All interceptions aren't the same.
Mm-hmm.
In order for Dylan to play well or continue or get to playing well, everybody else needs to play better.
That's where I'm at.
No, but that's facts. Though.
The whole offense is like, I'm not going to pull out Dylan when like there's just
that's
problems.
factual though. When you have a freshman quarterback, in order for him to do what everybody wanted him to do to this point, everybody else had to raise their game. It wasn't play calling.
And what was Harburg's stats Saturday?
It doesn't matter. The stats.
No. There's a method to the madness.
I don't know what his stats were.
He was 2 of 7.
I will say that it's quite a few balls hitting the ground.
He was 2 of 7 too.
Yeah, but
we have a full year of Harburg's numbers.
No, he's gotten better.
I get all of that.
He's gotten better though. So I'm gonna give him that credit there.
Listen, if Harburg's the guy, great. If Dylan's the guy, great. You still have to have a whole group of Huskers play at the level where Harburg has success, or Dylan has success, or Daniel Kalen has success, or Ramir Johnson having success, or Dante Dowdell will have to have success, or Jamal Banks, or otherwise. Down the line, this is how I know when the team will get it right. Everybody's accountable. Everybody has to get better.
And
everybody has to do their job.
Play a lot better. But with a freshman quarterback, okay, the receivers got to play great. The running backs got to play great. The tight ends and the line, and it can't be a game here, a game there.
Everybody.
That's when you got a freshman quarterback. It doesn't matter who it is.
Everybody.
It doesn't matter who it is. Peyton Manning started as a freshman. He everybody else had to play good around him.
We know we can't forget Peyton's rookie year interceptions.
Right, but they learned through it. But everybody else
learned
got better.
through it. You absolutely learned through it.
And everybody else got to play better.
Yep.
And that's just across the board. So hopefully he's healthy, and I'm sure he's going to be diligent about his body and get back right. So I'm pretty sure.
Got to buy to get through it too.
Pretty sure he'll answer the bell. He's a tough kid. So anyway, Jay Foreman, DP Harrison, we'll take a quick break. Then we'll be right back.
Watch Old School live on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. Old School with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Before you start blowing and raking leaves this season, make sure you know where they go. Yard waste is not garbage, especially in Lincoln, where it's converted into earth fuel compost. All grass clippings and leaves must be separated from household trash from April 1st until November 30th each year. It's the law. Yard waste belongs in a paper lawn bag, or you may request a bin from your trash hauler who will pick it up for a small fee. Remember, no trash or branches are allowed in yard waste. Get the details at lincoln.ne.gov/recycle.
This is Cameron Hall with Doors Plus. Doors Plus is a locally owned business that prides itself on the fast, reliable, and friendly service. Doors Plus offers flexible scheduling so you can book an appointment that fits your busy day. My team and I will come out to your property, both commercial and residential, and provide you with the necessary information you need to make sure your garage door is in working and smooth condition. Give Doors Plus a call today at 402-590-5800 to book an appointment and learn more about our preventative maintenance plans. Doors Plus, garage doors, and more.
All right, Rico, let's do the final checklist before we head out. We have a lot of people coming to the tailgate today. I'm ready. Burgers? Check. Chips? Check. Icy cold beer? Check. Except this one. I'm forgetting something. Wait a second. Where's the Führer's cheese spread? I can't stop eating it. Rico, relax. I always pack extra. It's the biggest hit of the tailgate.
For the best appetizer, party dip, and tailgate snack, load up on Führer's cheese spread today in most local grocery stores.
Everyone should have a collection of something. For some, it's stamps or coins, expensive cars, or even watches. But for a lot of people, it's sports cards. And there's no better way to grow your collection than with the help of Capital City Sports Cards, Lincoln's first and only collector-first sports cards and memorabilia shop. Capital City Sports Cards connects collectors of all ages and demographics with unique collectibles sure to bring any collection to life, no matter the budget. Visit Capital City Sports Cards near 56th and Old Cheney or through their eBay storefront. Capital City Sports Cards, Lincoln's premier sports card and memorabilia store.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Your Lincoln forecast for today. See a chance of showers throughout the day. Otherwise, mostly cloudy and brief with a high around 59. Tonight, showers likely with the low around 42. And tomorrow, a chance of showers in the morning, then mainly sunny skies in the afternoon with a high around 55. Meteorologist Kyle Buck from 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
At Anderson Ford, we offer a 5-day return or exchange policy so you can make sure the vehicle you choose is the best vehicle for you. No pressure. Right now, take over $11,000 off a 2024 Ford F-150. Experience better at Anderson Ford. Stock number 1004296, MSRP of $66,645. Must finance with Ford Motor Company and have a qualifying trade and approved credit. Tax, title, and license fees extra. Residency restrictions apply. Program subject to change. Must take new retail delivery from Anderson Auto Group by 11/13/24. See delivery details.
Your home is your empire. Protect it with Empire Fence. Get a free instant quote with the online estimating tool at empire-fence.com. See an upfront estimate with no hidden fees. An Empire Fence can provide privacy and improve the appearance of your home. Keep kids and pets in or out of your yard, increase security, and add value to your property. Visit empire-fence.com now to view the stylish and maintenance-free possibilities for your home and get a free instant online quote. Let Empire Fence protect your empire.
Hi, this is State Senator Carolyn Bosden. As a state senator, wife, and mom, I believe Nebraska is a great place to work and raise a family. My husband Reggie and I are local family business owners and proud to be involved in our community. Property tax relief is important to every family. Last year, I voted for the largest property tax relief package in Nebraska history, and I will continue to advocate for property tax relief. Vote Carolyn Bosden on November 5th. Paid for by Bosden for Legislature.
Post Malone is teaming up with Raising Cane's to empower the next generation of artists. For a limited time, 2 exclusive double-sided Post Malone posters are available at Raising Cane's. So post up your combo at Cane's while supplies last and support a good cause. Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers. One love.
The electrical workers of Local Union 265 are now hiring licensed journeyman electricians from $32.50 to $42.50 per hour with paid benefits. And if you're looking for a new career, they're hiring apprentices at $19.50 per hour with paid benefits. Call the office at 402-423-4497 to apply. Start your electrical career today.
Early break.
Dick Libby is alive. He was the head coach. He would back me on this. One time he came to social studies class, pulled me out, and said, I want you to consider going out for football. And I didn't. I pretty much dismissed it right away. No, I can't. I'm not going to do that.
Just because of your dominance in baseball, didn't want to risk the injuries of the potential scholarship. That was it.
Early break from 6 to 8 every weekday morning on 93.7 The Ticket. Back to old school with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
We're back. Jay Foreman, DP, Harrison on the ones and twos. Husker Talk. Now we got Monday Night Football, Kansas City or Tampa Bay coming into Kansas City. Baker Mayfield. And coming in injuries though for Tampa. Kansas City's probably going to look to roll. The thing about the NFL trade deadline ends tomorrow. It'll be interesting to see what teams make some moves to try to make that last pitch because Baltimore's for real. That's probably their biggest challenge, right? We probably think Baltimore is their biggest challenge to Kansas City.
100%.
Right. And in the NFC, it's obviously Detroit. It'd be interesting to see if Detroit tries to get Zadarius Smith from the Cleveland Browns, a really good established pass rush guy, great locker room guy, would probably fit in really good with Detroit. Obviously, they tried to connect Max Crosby with Detroit right away, but I think Zadarius Smith would be really good fit there. So it'd be all but said in the locker room after the game.
Mm-hmm.
His teammates knew he was gone, right? So it's just a matter of time. That's got to be tough, though. Hey, DP, you just came off the field, just got them button heads with like some 300-pound dude, lost, and I don't know who told him, right? Did his agent probably send him a text like, "Hey, bro, when you get in the locker room, call me," because he just left the locker room. He wanted to do an interview, but everybody knew he was traded. He was gone. Right?
That is brutal.
That's the cold part of the business.
That is brutal. There's time in Carolina when I was down there, and you had that real access, right? In a couple of those cases, I was actually living with players, and that locker room of dudes who are being traded or who have been traded.
Yeah.
Sometimes the conversations happen before the game, and the players kind of like, okay, well, I'm just going to play through. And then there are times where you hear during the game.
Oh, yeah. It's like kind of like Andrew Luck. People found out he was retiring.
Yeah, like, wait a minute. What is going on? And then you have to look at coaches who knew that it was talked about and it was done. And imagine, Harrison, that I've traded you to another station while you work, while you were on air here, and you walk outside and you're like, "Hey, man, thanks for the show. By the way, give me your keys." Hey, your code don't work anymore for the door.
Yeah, it's I think that situation Well, I think it's different because you've seen baseball players get traded, basketball players get traded like kind of like right before the game, and sometimes we've seen it. I forget who was playing the Toronto Blue Jays where you got
Get traded during the game to the other
to the
team.
Toronto or Toronto. That's what football is extremely different because it's a essentially a collision sport. So even though they had plans to trade you, why would you let him play? Because normally if they're going to trade you, they make you inactive and say, "Hey, bro, we're working out the deal. We're not going to put," because you don't want to.
Yeah, how come Jay ain't playing today?
You don't want to damage the essentially the product that you have that you're going to trade. So I just let Cleveland go in Cleveland. Right? I mean, right?
Yeah, it's just bummer. I was rooting for the Jameis Winston story, but they got so many other problems outside of the QB.
Oh, Jameis ain't done. Listen,
he's gonna be a Flacco type guy, boy.
Jameis flushed that loss, and he's back to thinking they're gonna win next week.
He always is. He's one of those guys. He looks in the mirror and he says, "I'm the best player in the league."
Yeah,
and I love it.
Yeah,
he petitioned to get sent to Charlotte, North Carolina, as we speak.
Nah, nobody wants to go down there. But Harrison, I want to ask you though. Your Bears,
they got gashed up.
I want to ask you though.
Man,
Caleb Williams said it's the Hail Mary hangover. He said those guys still hadn't gotten over that play like Thursday or Friday, and they went out and played like it.
Well, the defense looked lackadaisical all day long, and you knew like it's been a problem stopping the run for the Bears, but to get to that, and Tyreek Stevenson didn't look right on the field either. Didn't look invested.
Just pay attention to it that. This Bears team on a high went into DC and faced a running, throwing machine.
Mm-hmm. They punted the least in the NFL at that point in time.
Right? A lot of things in play. And I tried to understand how they were going to adapt. Now, Harrison, who was the quarterback the Bears faced yesterday?
Pocket Hercules.
Yeah, we got Kyler Murray.
So another mobile throw on the run quarterback. After you just faced Jake Daniels. Guess what? Yeah, there's a hangover.
Mm-hmm.
There's a hangover. Young Mr. Murray was stealing church candy all morning.
You didn't have to do a damn thing.
He ran.
It was just they were handing it to the back.
It was so
they
funny
were averaging 9.5 yards a carry. Kyler Murray, they could have put in anybody. They could have put in Bryce Young. They would have pulled that thing
to
off.
watch. He dropped back. The one play that he dropped back, ran to the left.
He did have
literally spun around, and the Bears defense, Jay, they stopped running. They were like, "Listen, man, we ain't about to." We're not out
I told
here.
you, Kyler Murray.
Like, we're not out here to chase you all over this field, man.
Kyler Murray is the little kid that stole his mom's cell phone and she's pregnant.
Man.
He did have one that was funny where he missed the tight end, and sometimes I think it's just a vision problem, being that short in the backfield. He had the tight end wide open in the corner. Missed it.
They essentially Arizona just bludgeoned Chicago, and I think also when you read some stories, is Stevenson got demoted.
Yeah,
that's what
apparently the players were real upset, and that's a big part. Like the players just still weren't having it. By the time Sunday came around, they were still not happy with him.
With Stevenson. So that what they should have done is just made him inactive.
I think so.
But they didn't start him.
No. But then the rookie got hurt.
And he actually came in and played good.
He had the forced fumble.
He's a good player. He's just real immature.
Mm-hmm.
He had 2 pass breakups, forced fumble, seven tackles. He came to play. You got to think about it. Tremaine Edmonds makes about $30-40 million. He had 4 tackles. Bro, Connor had the running back 18 carries for 107 yards. The backup, the Mercado, not related to the Mercado, 4 carries for 60 yards. He averaged 15.
Case one in the house at the end of the first half.
And then Trey Benson, the third team running back, came in, had 8 carries for 5 yards. So that's 30 carries, and you have 4 tackles. 4. Like instead of being mad, no, I'm serious. Instead of being mad at Stevenson, and he's a knucklehead. You're the highest paid dude on the team. You got the other 2 linebackers have more tackles than you, and you play all 3 downs.
Oh my God.
I just want hope here at this point.
Well, here's the problem with the Bears is that they're actually besides that.
You talked about that 3-loss skid though with that locker room. Like it's a
especially when you got Caleb Williams, who's extremely emotional as your leader. It's like 6 losses.
Well,
it's horrible.
It's a turning point right now. Something's got to change.
And you're in a division that is having a year.
Right.
Yeah,
That's
and the Lions scare the hell out of me.
And that's the
Packers
worst. That's the worst thing for Detroit, or not for is Chicago, is because the Vikings are actually playing well.
Mm-hmm.
The Packers are all 3 of the teams have 6 wins. And you're 4-4. You probably if you had your mind right, you're like, all right, man, we just got God on that Hail Mary. They should be, 5-3.
They got a Patriots team they got to hope to clean up on, but otherwise it's
And then
49ers
here
for out
comes
of
Jordan
the,
Love. And then here comes Jordan Love. Hey, we're back.
I'm more scared.
We're
of
not
backup
done
at this point.
Think about that. The Vikings at 6-2, and are you really more afraid of the Vikings at 6-2 than you are the Green Bay Packers?
Just the history of the Packers.
There's
there's a lot
lurking.
at stake, and
you play the Lions
mentally.
twice.
We ain't right. Play the Lions. If you go by the strength of schedule, I know it changes a lot, but the Bears got number 1. That's not even close right now.
Jay, I'm going to be in Tampa this Sunday. 49ers and Bucks.
Oh, this weekend?
Yeah.
Oh, so they 49. Okay, the Bucks play tonight and then go. They got a short week.
Short week. Tell me about them NFL short weeks, Jay.
Tampa would be okay. Todd Bowles knows what he's doing. They know what they're doing.
Unless they play in a mud bowl tonight. Unless they play in a rainstorm.
But I'm gonna tell you
heavy
what,
legs in a rainstorm in a short week.
San Francisco is ripe for the picking though. But the only problem is Christian McCaffrey probably practice.
Yeah,
bro. We need you to take another week off. But he might not play this week though. They probably they probably think they can go down there and beat him. But you're playing a San Francisco team that is desperate.
Well, the way San Francisco beat up on Dallas.
Yeah, but
I don't want to talk poorly about them. They did us a solid. Like they did me a solid. Like beat up on Dallas. Thanks.
But San Fran in their division, they're 3. They're 4-4. Arizona's 5-4.
Mm-hmm.
They're still right in the thick of things, so they control their own destiny. You're going to face a team that's if they get healthy, they're going to be trouble.
Well, the bye week showed up perfectly for them, and a chance for them to go on a run.
Yeah, so they control their own destiny. I think the teams that you got to worry about is that Atlanta team. They're starting to gain momentum. They're going to be like Detroit. Commanders look like a really good team, obviously, and then Philly's starting to catch fire. So it's a two-man race there in the NFC East.
Hold on, can we, Jay? Do me a favor before we go to break. Do me a favor. Tell me what the Dallas Cowboys record is.
They 3-5. Hey man.
What's worse, Cowboys or Jaguars? What's the worst situation?
Hey,
Cowboys.
they're not even in the same universe.
Cowboys. The Jaguars.
The Cowboys are 3-5.
The Cowboys just can't. The Jaguars are expected to play like that.
Okay. I guess
Now they got a really talented. They got a very talented young roster.
They went lower than I thought. I guess.
Yeah, they're not playing. They're not. They're Doug Peterson will probably get fired.
Hey Jay, say it again.
McCarthy probably.
3-5.
3-5.
Mike McCarthy. But Dallas. Here's the thing about Dallas. It's the funniest thing. They need to do hard knocks on Dallas. Like, dog, you got your Super Bowl head coach, Super Bowl winning head coach that's won you 11, 12 games. And he a lame duck. So,
are they doing the midseason and like Hard Knocks? Are they doing a midseason Hard Knocks for
Jerry ain't having that. Come on,
that would be so good. Midseason.
You just get to open tours.
Did you see the clip where they caught Dak saying we suck? Did you see it?
These dudes tried to run a fake punt.
Almost had him.
The wide receiver, he fell down.
Yeah.
But the thing is that here's the thing that's crazy. You ran a fake punt. The dude, you had a jammer on him. That wasn't gonna work.
He literally
you know what I mean?
said,
yeah.
You only do it if that guy's blitzing. But the thing that's crazy is that with Trayvon Diggs, when Mike McCarthy saw the iPad, Trayvon Diggs ain't even trying. The problem with that is that, again, it's just Dallas. They're like the Yankees. But Dallas is worse just because it's Jerry Jones and their fans and stuff. It just makes it, man, that's got to be horrible down there. I mean, it's just kind of because there's no way out of it. You're kind of way behind the Commanders in Philly. Yes, you can go on a run, but Ezekiel Elliott he's supposed to bring back your veteran presence. This dude was late to meetings. But here's the problem. Did you listen to what they said? He's notoriously late and notoriously misses meetings. That's not what I always ask people. What superstar player that you know or good running back that either is late to meetings or doesn't work hard, but he's good? Name one.
Jay. Look.
Yeah, I saw that.
Dak Prescott.
Have you heard of any?
I can only think of Dennis Rodman, but that's NBA.
Dennis
that's a whole
Rodman,
different.
he was one of the hardest workers out there. Now, granted,
he was missing meetings.
Yeah,
he needed.
like that. Yeah, he needed to go to Vegas. Yes, but he asked for time off.
He did. You know, he got it. He did get it signed off. So
yeah, he got signed off.
Right.
So he got signed off. Yes, he was unique. But did you ever worry about Dennis Rodman playing hard?
Nah, as long as he showed up.
But he always showed up though. So he's the outlier, but he's unique.
Yes.
Okay, because he's a Hall of Famer. But he's a Hall of Famer because he was able just to focus on one thing.
And when he was working, he was working.
Yeah.
We have people out in our fan base that make T-shirts. I need the caption with Dak's face while he's saying those 3 words.
You think Jerry told him he needed to come to the office?
No, I think they were together. They both said it. Somewhere along the line, Jerry said the very same thing Dak said.
Yeah.
He said that when he turned 82, I think.
Oh, 3 and 5.
That was that Lions game.
3 and 5.
All right, guys, we do got to go to break.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, Harrison, what's Dallas Cowboys record?
Only 3 wins, 3 and 6.
Imagine that flight home. Just imagine looking at Jerry Jones. Man. That's tough. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back. Jay Foreman, DP Harrison, we'll be right back.
You're listening to Old School with DP and J. Download the mobile app and listen wherever you are on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
You're counting on your team to win, so why not prove it? By placing your bets at Warhorse Sportsbook. Their win is your win. Put your money where your mouth is on nearly every sporting event. Use the Warhorse app to check odds and build your bets before placing your wagers in person at Warhorse Casino, including live in-game betting. No bets, no glory. Wagers may only be placed on Nebraska-based teams when played outside the state of Nebraska. Must be 21 or older to gamble. Gambling problem? Call 1-833-BET-OVER.
Across Nebraska, voters will have the chance to end the current government abortion ban. The government shouldn't be making decisions for families' health care, but right now they are. Ending the ban takes 2 votes. A vote against 434, the first initiative, and then a vote for 439, the last initiative. It's only this combination that will finally get the government out of the personal medical decisions of Nebraska families. Voting against 434 and for 439 ensures that when there's a medical emergency, it's Nebraska families who decide what to do, not the government. This vote against 434 and for 439 makes it so our Nebraska doctors can treat every patient. The government put this ban in place, stripping Nebraska families of their freedom, but you can end it with 2 votes. The first against 434, and then vote for 439. Paid for by Protect Our Rights.
With the Planet Fitness Black Card, you don't just get a great workout, you get a great perk out because your membership is packed with perks. For $1 down and $24.99 a month, you'll get perks like access to any of our 2,400 clean and spacious locations. Bring your friend anytime and both work out with tons of equipment that'll give you that big fitness energy. Relax in the Black Card spa and more. Work out and perk out with the PF Black Card. Join for just $1 down and $24.99 a month. Hurry, this deal ends soon. See Home Club for details.
Hi, I'm State Senator Bo Ballard. I was born and raised right here in Lancaster County. I understand the value of hard work by being involved in our family business. I built my own company, creating jobs right here in our community. Nebraska families and business owners need lower taxes, more affordable health care, and a great education system. That is why I fought for the largest tax cut in Nebraska history, reduce the cost of health care, and help pass the biggest investment in our public schools. I'm Senator Bo Ballard, and I humbly ask for your vote on November 5th. Paid for by Ballard for Nebraska.
This is State Senator Carolyn Bozin. Public safety is important in our community. I have a proven record of protecting public safety. I have prosecuted perpetrators of domestic violence, advocated for the rights of child abuse victims, held sexual predators accountable, and fought to keep drug traffickers off our streets. This is Senator Carolyn Bosden, and I will continue to fight to keep our community safe. Vote Carolyn Bosden on November 5th. Paid for by Bosden for Legislature.
Fall is here, which means it's time to dive into a new lineup of autumn flavors at Wings and Rings. Your home away from home during football season. Their all-star lineup of wing sauces is adding 2 new impact players, curry garlic and pumpkin chili. Need something delicious before kickoff? How about starting your meal with their brand new chorizo nachos and loaded fries? You better act fast. These new tastes of autumn won't be here long. So make the trip to one of their 2 Lincoln locations today on O Street or Village Lane.
Post Malone is teaming up with Raising Cane's to empower the next generation of artists. For a limited time, 2 exclusive double-sided Post Malone posters are available at Raising Cane's. So post up your combo at Cane's while supplies last and support a good cause. Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers. One love.
Shopping for new flooring is different today. Getting your questions answered, making the right selection, getting the best value, and installed quickly and professionally. Visit ostreetcarpet.com or shop our store. We'll answer all your questions and help you make the right choice. You'll be enjoying your new floor in just days for less than you'd pay elsewhere. Carpet, vinyl, wood, laminate, tile, and area rugs. We've got it all.
O Street Carpet.
1732 O Street. Family owned and operated. Always the best value.
Everyone should have a collection of something. For some, it's stamps or coins, expensive cars, or even watches. But for a lot of people, it's sports cards. And there's no better way to grow your collection than with the help of Capital City Sports Cards, Lincoln's first and only collector-first sports cards and memorabilia shop. Capital City Sports Cards connects collectors of all ages and demographics with unique collectibles sure to bring any collection to life, no matter the budget. Visit Capital City Sports Cards near 56th and Old Cheney or through their eBay storefront. Capital City Sports Cards, Lincoln's premier sports card and memorabilia store. Get rid of pesky critters once and for all with Bats to Rats. Their expert team is here to help you reclaim your home. No more sleepless nights caused by crawling critters or flapping wings. Bats to Rats ensures a safe environment for every family member. Check the website at batstorats.com for amazing offers. And if you mention this ad, you'll receive $10 off your initial inspection cost. Call Bats to Rats today at 402-781-8691. That's 402-781-8691. Bats to Rats. The electrical workers of Local Union 265 are now hiring licensed journeyman electricians from $32.50 to $42.50 per hour with paid benefits. And if you're looking for a new career, they're hiring apprentices at $19.50 per hour with paid benefits. Call the office at 402-423-4497 to apply. Start your electrical career today.
Back to old school with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
What up, Jay Foreman, DP, Harrison on the 1s and 2s, old school, Nebraska reaction, NFL talk, Husker B-ball. Obviously, women handle their business. Men are going to hopefully handle their business tonight. Also, we don't want to get off air without giving a shout out to the volleyball team. We went up to Wisconsin and opened a can of you-know-what, sweet. That had to have been a sweet, I'm assuming they flew home, plane ride home.
Well, they went to Northwestern and followed that up with a sweep.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
we kind of shouting out Coach Cook.
Yeah,
because you go out and you have the talent that you have, and then you go get a former player of the year. And Landfair was patient, waited her time, learned the system, played her way through, and now she is a factor.
Depth is the key, and it's always really good. You just got a plethora of players, but then as you get down to money time, obviously, the cream and rice to the top. But I think that victory up there in Wisconsin is as big as the sweep was. I think exercising some demons and dealing with that, elephant in the room and going up there and handling them. It's it wasn't a 3-2. That was hi, goodbye, see you next time.
Yeah.
So
impressive. Good
job. Good luck to the Huskers tonight. Be interested to see who gets off early and often with that basketball team. But until that, Jay Foreman, DP Harrison, old school crew is out. We'll holler at you tomorrow.